Check 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing. Check, check, check. Check 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check, check. Mic check. Yes. Yep.
Poor people watching.
If I blow my nose, am I going to break your mic? Yeah, please.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check, check. Mic check. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thanks, Sal.
Get started in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, am I live on the web? On your end or my end? Okay. All right, well, you're still getting my signal, right? We don't. Okay. Stand by.
Good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate you all coming out on such short notice. I'm Tom Weber, Director of Media Services, and there's been a lot of interest in SIUC basketball, and Mario's indicated that he's conducted his year-end review of the program and met with Coach, and so we thought we'd take this opportunity to share with you what's going on with basketball, SIUC basketball. So we have Mario Mocha, Chris Lowry. What we'll do is we'll have opening statements from each, and then we'll open it up for your questions. And when you ask questions, if you could just direct it to whoever you want to answer. And with that, we'll start off with Mario.
Thank you, Tom. I didn't see this many people for the tennis review last year, but I'm glad everybody came out. I know that everybody's been waiting with anticipation on the review of our men's basketball program. During that review, both Coach Lowry and I certainly determined that we needed to make some changes going forward, and I'm going to ask Coach Lowry at the appropriate time to expound on what those changes will be. My main concern in all of this is how we restore the program to the level of excellence that our fans and alumni have grown accustomed to appreciating. And I think we have many of the necessary pieces in place, certainly with SIUC Way, the new arena, state-of-the-art locker room, training facilities. I think we're in tremendous shape from a scheduling standpoint. We are in the ESPN Diamond Head Classic over the Christmas holidays, so we are still of significance in the world of college basketball. I also like to remind people that we've got a head coach who's led our program to more NCAA tournaments than any other coach in school history or any other coach actively in our league, in the Missouri Valley Conference. It's obviously the same coach that took us to the Sweet 16 in 2007. But nonetheless, our program is not where it needs to be at this point in time. When I sat down with Coach earlier in the week, we had a very thoughtful discussion about the changes that need to be made. And we discussed a whole range of issues, which included, but not limited to, player development, player relations, organizational issues, recruitment, and academics. We are going to make some changes in the coaching staff. Although I'm not going to discuss the specifics at this time, the personnel changes, because the I's aren't dotted and the T's are not crossed. I think it would be inappropriate at this juncture to get into any more specifics than what I just did. One area in particular that I wanted to address, and I think that is critical going forward, is our player retention rate. We're certainly not alone in dealing with retention issues. And I got some statistics that I thought were really eye-opening, because when every college basketball season ends, that's when a lot of these articles are written. But the independent studies by Fox Sports and Rivals.com found that 305 Division I men's basketball players left in 2007, and that rose to 367 in 2010. And now this is out of 346 Division I NCAA men's basketball programs. The NCAA numbers say that 385 players transferred in 2004 and up to 442 in 2009, which is the most recent numbers that we have available. Now that's certainly a societal issue that we're talking about, but nevertheless our focus is on Southern Illinois and how we make ourselves better and we stop this trend in our own house. Okay? Now in my meeting with Chris, he expressed a very fierce resolve to turn things around. No one takes losses harder than he does. No one is more passionate about SIUC basketball and has more vested interest in its success than Chris Lowry. The minute the season was over, he was on the recruiting trail in many different states, trying to attract, the best kids that we can get to Southern Illinois. He has not lost his passion for his alma mater. If anything, he's redoubling his efforts to bring our program back to prominence. Coach Lowry has my support, and I'm going to ask all of our fans and alumni to support us as well, because we cannot do this without him. But I want to make clear that Coach Lowry has my support in moving forward. And now I'll turn it over to Chris for his opening comment.
Mind if I go to the podium? Is that fine? I go to the podium.
Sure, we take some mics, might have to take.
First, I want to say thank you for coming. Obviously, my meeting with Martin was very, very productive and extremely insightful. Nobody wants to admit to failure. Everybody wants to talk about success, and I think that from our meeting, which was, like he said, very frank and honest, and the only way you can be frank and honest with a person is if you have a mutual respect above being a business associate, and that's why we're able to say the things we needed to say to each other and understand that none of it was personal. And from hearing him say some things to me that I needed to hear he said, and obviously I was very thankful at the time. I was obviously, when changes need to be made, you're hurt because you don't ever want to fail at anything, and you always want to everything that you do and are part of. You always want to be successful at it. And we discussed all the aspects of SIUC basketball, and either one of us are very happy with the state it's in right now at this present time. We talked about retention a lot, but the number one thing we talked about, even more than that, was the identification of the right type of student athletes that fit our profile and fit what we're trying to do here. And I think that was a big talking point. And then also, the loss of our 2008 class is primarily the reason for our struggles in 2011. Because we understand that those are supposed to be our upperclassmen right now. Those are supposed to be the leaders of our program right now. And for whatever reason, they are not here. And moving forward, we have to recruit players who understand this culture before they get here. And that's what has us so excited about the incoming recruits. Because those kids knew us from 2002 to 2008. We were going to the tournament. We were going in IT. And to be able to find kids like that is very hard, but being committed to doing that was something that we had to be at that point. I completely understand that the program begins and ends with me. And we cannot maintain the status quo moving forward. And like I said, I've never lost at anything my entire life. I've never considered myself a second class to anything. And where this program is right now, I apologize to our fans, our alumni, our students, because it shouldn't be at that point. But I also understand, and I hope our fans understand, there's ebb and flow in every league, in every conference, in every sport, and everything. People are always, there's going to be programs that dominate leagues at certain times, and they're going to be down at certain times. We're in our down cycle, but when you consider where our league is, and the two top teams may not get in the NCAA tournament, that tells you how quick a turnaround we can make here. And that's something that we understand as a basketball guy, knowing a few pieces here and there can change your fortunes or your misfortunes. I feel the frustration of our fans, and I want to turn it around mostly because it's in, because it's